shop is sitting at the front counter, visibly angry. And like she is on her phone, like texting and tapping, like super, super angry. You see that where that green samurai sword was is no longer there, hanging above them. Or at least everybody else knows that.
So Ramon kind of just looks at the group. So apparently you guys have had an interaction with her before. We haven't personally met yet, so I don't know how me talking to her might not be the best plan of action. So does anyone want to volunteer to go talk to her?
By all means, Ramon.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'll go. Well, if nobody's going to volunteer.
I'll go.
All right, then. Well, wish me luck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course you could go with me, but even still. All right, well, I guess I'll lead the way then and approach Kaya. And just kind of approach and say, it seems you have a lot on your mind. Care to... I've been told I'm a good listener. Care to kind of vent?
She looks up from her phone, visibly disgruntled, ready to tell another customer off. But she does see the few of you who did meet her there as well, and she goes, "Well, you're the folks from yesterday, and you got a new one. Awesome. Tell me, how does the fucking mafia lose a sword?" As she slumps back into her chair and goes back on her phone.
I'm sorry, mafia?
Yeah. Organized crime. Crime bosses. Mafia. Mob. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Every major city has at least one crime family out there. Not really unusual. Didn't realize this city's version of them were fucking idiots.
I can
And now?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Ramon's just gonna comment. It's just like, I can see why that would put you in your current mood at the moment.
Oh. They lose a sword, they lose a sword. They lose a sword, and that sword gets used to cause a murder? I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because I have the cops knocking down at my door at all hours to ask questions. I just sold the goddamn thing. I did not use it. Fucking piece of shit.
Now, you just mentioned that the sword was used in a murder. Is that just speculation, or do you have it on good authority that it was?
It is speculation from the cops. They saw the green crystal flecks. The flecks in that area too.
Mm-hmm.
Matches the sword. And they knew I sold the sword. Just yesterday. So of course it comes back to me. My sword is missing. Presumed to be the only one of its kind. Made with my own hands. And very likely to be the murder weapon here. And of course the sleeping samurai got their hands on it. How? I'd expect Blackjack to be dead by now if it really was them.
Blackjack?
The boss of the group.
Of the sleeping samurai?
No. Of the mafia.
Again, just trying to get some information here, connecting the dots. Appreciate you. Ramon writes this down in his little notebook.
Is that who you sold the sword to?
Yeah. I've been selling them weapons for years. Why do you think I get the good shit?
Hmm.
Why?
Hypothetically, oh, go ahead.
Oh, Wyatt just kind of calls out from behind them because of your pretty face, and smiles as he kind of towers over the rest of everybody else.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Ah.
Oh, big +4. That's a 22. Let's go.
You see, she kinda, she looks up at you, and you see a slight smirk and a little bit of blush cross her face at that. And she's like, uh, anyway, look, what do y'all have interest in that anyway?
Let's just say that we have an interest on things that have been happening recently, and we're just kind of just making sure that, just following up on some things, so to speak.
Look, the boss, Blackjack's crime ring, they told me everything they're willing to tell me. So if you want to go try to talk to them, I mean, good luck. They don't know who you are. Maybe they'll be able to divulge more information for you.
And just as a hypothetically speaking here, hypothetical here, how would one get an invitation to talk to Blackjack?
There's a parking lot on the opposite side of Chinatown. Head there. And around 9 p.m. tonight, I'll send somebody to make sure you have an invitation. But I warn ya, they got eyes and ears all over the city. They might know more about you than I do, than anyone does, than even you probably know about yourself.
Wow, that's deep.
You see, she kind of glances up at where the sword was and goes, I'm really not going to be able to get the material to recreate that, will I?
I mean, it's not impossible, but it seems from the way you're talking, getting your hands on the material might be a little bit improbable.
It is. But hey, if you come across a sword, bring it back. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll just give it to y'all. You seem like you'll be more responsible with it.
Well, if we have to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Wyatt just says, ma'am, I assure you we are not. And like heads up.
I mean, you're not wrong. We're like responsible adjacent.
Y'all seem to still have your weapons. I mean, y'all
that's
haven't. Y'all haven't lost your weapons, have you? Before?
There was this one time.
Nah. Y'all seem like truthful people. So yeah. You find it, it's yours. Just, there's a small, like, keychain charm on it. At least bring that back to me.
Oh. At the mention of keychain, Ramon just smiles. Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. And Ramon, from his pocket, takes out one of his little teddy bear keychains and kind of just hands it to Kaya. It's not the keychain, but I will say, if we find the sword, I'll make you an exchange for it. But in the meantime, you can use this as a placeholder. As Ramon, like, touches the little keychain's belly, and it just you like the Pillsbury Doughboy, like you just hear the sound like come from it.
She looks at it, she gives a little smile, and goes, I appreciate it, but give it to some kid that will really enjoy it. I don't need it. Now, I gotta close up. So, thank you. Still fucking pissed. But, come back anytime.
Will do, man. Oh, how rude of me. I didn't introduce myself. Ramon sticks out his hand. Ramon Osegueda. I'm the new. I just got here.
Kaya, pleasure to meet you.
Firmly shakes her hand.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, it is now dark out. I'd say about 7:30. So you have about an hour and a half before you meet this person.
What the hell did I just do?
So, I'm gonna say that at this point, y'all should go get dinner and maybe discuss.
That would be a good idea. Actually, have some time to sit down and talk about what the fudge just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going back to the diner, y'all, or are we banned from it? Like, what's the situation with that?
I don't think we've been told we're banned.
Oh, you're not banned. No. She likes you.
Well, not so much our waitress friend, but her sister, on the other hand, might be a little peeved. But
Oh, no. Remember that they've made up.
Oh, okay.
True.
Yeah.
Forget about that.
They're back and friendly again, so.
Oh, okay.
You can thank
Damn.
Rashmi for that.
Thank you, Rashmi. All right, so if nobody else has any other ideas, diner?
Obviously.
Yeah, coffee sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some pancakes.
All right. So you'll head over to the diner, and you are greeted by Alyssa again. And she goes, "Oh, hey, 2 nights in a row. That's awesome. Are we really that good?" And as she looks at you, she could kind of tell there's something on y'all's mind. And she looks at y'all and goes, And she walks behind y'all, looks outside real quick, flips the sign to closed, and locks the door. Turns around back to you and goes, "Seems like y'all have something you need to discuss in private. Coffee?"
Ramon kind of just gives a subtle nod as a thank you.
Yeah,
She
coffee
says
would be
coffee,
very
Leo's
nice.
tail starts wagging.
All right. Y'all get to sit down. She's serving coffee, food, all sorts of stuff. And you got time to discuss.
Did she bring Leo coffee too? Because he is a dog that drinks coffee as well.
Oh, jeez.
Whatever the what's it called? The dog equivalent for coffee would be. The dog safe version of coffee.
Yes, because actual coffee for dogs is not good for their little digestive tracts.
Nope.
I'm
So,
just saying, just Leo's just one of those Zulu foxtrot
Oh my god,
canines.
I love it. Okay.
So, why it's like, so are we going to talk about, we're going to go talk to a mobster, about a sword, and we get to keep the sword. I feel like that should be the first thing we talk about.
To which Dagny will pipe up. Oh, have we moved on from taking the head of Brick?
Well, I mean, that's something we were going to discuss later, but, you know, let's go to priorities, because we may not get to that Brick part if we don't survive this mobster encounter tonight. So,
Yeah. So tonight there will be two decapitations. To which, you know, Dagny holds up his two fingers.
we're gonna have to have a serious conversation about your fascination with decapitating people, but that's neither here nor there.
It is not a fascination. I mean, just that is the work that needs to be done. We need to go and decapitate. That is it. So who are we decapitating? Yeah, I heard mobsters. Yeah.
So let's start there. So yeah, so apparently somehow we're going to be meeting with Blackjack. I don't know how I feel about meeting with a mobster, but if it gets us more information, I don't really see the harm in it. Though I guess we can kind of come up with a contingency plan, but we won't know what we're up against until we get there. So
I'd rather deal with the mob than a cult.
I mean, that's always true.
Hey, leave the academy out of this.
Say anything? It crossed my mind, but I wasn't going to say anything.
That's the running gag. Definitely not a cult.
Definitely not.
If anything, we can have our negotiator here, and I point over to Wyatt. We can have our negotiator here, you know, negotiate.
He does seem very charismatic.
Hey, what can I say?
missiles.
The ladies love me because I love them.
Oh my gosh, I love Wyatt. This is great. I mean, I don't have any qualms, Wyatt, if you want to be our lead negotiator. But let's just try to be careful. I don't want to turn into Swiss cheese tonight, if you know what I mean.
I mean, the real question is, I mean, one, do we think Brick is involved with the mob? And if Brick was involved with the mob, or is that like a completely separate subplot?
I think they're separate.
Oh, so there will be no 2 for 1 tonight.
There could be. It's a possibility, right?
I feel like, I mean, it is a working theory that they probably are two separate, but until we get more information, I don't want to make any assumptions quite yet.
If this goes south, we could be decapitating many people.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll know if they eyeball us.
Well, I mean, it seems like we've come up with somewhat of a plan. We're all gonna go. We're gonna beat the mafia. Wyatt's gonna be our lead negotiator. I'll play backup, I guess, just in case things start to go south. And then if worse comes to worse, Dagny, then we will have all the decapitation.
My only question for that, would you rather that we all be there, or would you rather we have like aerial surveillance above while the meeting's going on?
You know what? That would be definitely very helpful. And kind of Ramon looks over to Alex. What did you have in mind?
In the middle of the diner, I'm just gonna wild shape into an owl.
Burp.
I'm now a burb.
I mean, and if need be, I did buy a sniper rifle, so if things go down, I could provide Overwatch.
Oh shit!
It literally just dawned on me that
You said we had
Fortner is
an hour
probably
and a half.
hoisting around a big box with a sniper rifle in it.
Well, and then Ramon turns over to Wyatt. Well, what do you think? Do we want some of us to be the in-person people while everyone else is kind of just around?
Well, I think if the Dwelf can find a spot to cover us from the with the sniper rifle, that'd be just fine. the really only question is whether or not we're going to be going into a place where he can't cover us, and then he's just stand there with his dick in his hand, which doesn't really seem particularly valuable. But the aerial support, of course, would be super valuable.
What noise do owls make?
Oh gosh.
Woohoo!
As a wrestling fan, that takes on a whole different meaning. The who. Anyways, so okay, well, I mean, Wyatt, you do have a point. We're kind of going into this not really knowing the area, so to speak, but I think aerial support is the best thing that we can do at the moment. Oh god, I can't believe we're meeting with a mobster.
I do want to head out like 10 minutes before everybody else, or like 15 minutes probably before everybody else to like watch it.
Okay.
Okay. So is everyone cool with that plan? We kind of just, like most things, we kind of just wing it.
While somebody is literally winging it.
Listen, I wasn't going to bring it up, but now you
As
did.
the owl waddles out of the cabin.
You just waddle? Oh my gosh.
All right.
So with that
If
conversation
need
really
be,
quick. Continue.
I was gonna say, and if need be, if you guys do want me to provide Overwatch, I can leave 5 minutes before you guys and find me a nice spot.
We take separate Ubers.
It's a short walk.
Okay. So that makes it easy. Oh, if it's a short... Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, then that should be fine. Now, really quickly, let me put a disclaimer out there. Nowhere did I say we would decapitate this Brick character, but let me go into more depth about that. So, the nice woman that I was having a conversation with earlier on the motorcycle when y'all came around the corner, name is Maru Nightmare. They were in the process of getting meat for their community that they live in the homeless encampment down by the docks. And she is willing to help us give us our intel and be our eyes, so to speak, if need be. The only caveat to that is that apparently this Brick is her ex, and she'd be willing to help us for a price, which is she wants his head on a platter.
Listen, I don't just murder people for fun.
No, and I agree with you, but I wanted to be transparent with the group here. I didn't say we were going to go through with it, but I just wanted to relay that information.
We will be gaining a friend for life.
Yeah, but I don't want to decapitate a
benefits.
person.
Decapitate. It's one less person. That's this. I see no problem with this.
Well, let's table that for a little bit later. We could kind of come to a consensus. I'm not in favor of... Well, first I do want to talk to Brick because his name came up while we're doing this investigation, so I want to at least figure out how he plays a part in all this. And then we can figure out if we're going to decapitate him or not. So we'll table that, so to speak, for a later time. But yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna live or die, but I guess now's a good time as ever. And so at this point, Ramon goes into going over everything that they learned while they were still at the academy before coming to Portland about the grand scheme of things. About his... Hold up, I wrote it down somewhere. I want to make sure they've got the official name. It's not the World Snake, is it? Or is that what we're calling it? Oh, damn it, I lost it. Never mind, I didn't write it down. How dare me. Oh, I also have somebody I want you to meet. And so, out of his little pocket, Ramon takes out the little like creature that he has named Esperanza, and kind of just puts it on the table. Oh, right. Probably need to make sure that it's okay. and grabs the little scale and puts it in for them to see Esperanza kind of start moving about as the stuffy comes to life on the table.
Ramon,
Uh-huh.
why is a stuffed animal walking as if it was a live animal in front of my eyes?
Well, you see, kind of Ramon turns to Esperanza. I promise I'll put it back inside. I just need to show them real quick. So if you excuse me. And as Ramon kind of just pets Esperanza to kind of give her the sign to turn into a ball, and then takes the scale out. So apparently this little scale here has the power and magic to imbue my little stuffy as if it were a living creature, so to speak. This thing is very potent. And apparently I can understand this little stuffy now as if it were having a regular conversation with me. And kind of puts the scale back into Esperanza, and Esperanza continues to move again. So that's the short of it. We're still trying to figure out more details, exactly what this means on the grander scale of things, but
Yeah, was that one of the scales from the thingy that the beholder not beholder that we terminated?
no, it wasn't from there.
Well, you have lost my interest, and Dagny will just go back to his coffee.
Damn. But yeah, so now that we got that out of the open, now I feel better about myself. So let's go die, shall we? Unless anyone has any questions before we go die.
So y'all headed out, or wait, sorry.
So is the stuffed animal like the motorcycle then?
I mean, I guess it's sent. Well, actually, that's a good question. I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, it is also sentient, but it seems from my basic understanding of what I saw with the motorcycle, I don't think Esperanza here works the same way. I mean, technically it is magic giving it sentience, but it's not coming from me. It's coming from the scale, but I mean, something's powering it. Though this thing is more potent than a motorcycle.
Okay.
So, y'all ready to head to the parking lot?
Sure, I guess I'm ready. So Ramon kind of just pays for everybody's stuff, and then we go walk to meet Blackjack at the parking lot. And kind of, Ramon looks up, looking up at Alex, just kind of looking at the eye in the sky, and kind of just gives a little subtle nod. As is like, just don't lose us.
All right. So you head to the parking lot that was mentioned. Like Kaya said, it is on the opposite side of Chinatown. Lots of neon lights lighting many of the shops, many of the areas, dwarfing the regular street lamps that are on. Thorgmir, you actually do have a good vantage point. Right near there is a pedestrian bridge where you can get a full vantage of the parking lot. You all head to the parking lot, and as you wait, the clock's counting down to 9 p.m. And I would like everyone to make a perception check. Thorgmir, if you are taking that position for sniping, I am gonna say for you to take it at disadvantage because you only have the line of sight of your sniper scope.
Okay, and I'm rolling what again? I'm sorry.
Perception.
Perception. Gotcha.
I got a 21 as a burb.
I got an 18.
18 as
I
well
got
for
a-
Wyatt.
I got a 2.
20, dirty 20.
All right. So for our 18s,
I so got an 18.
yeah. Oh, okay. So for the 18s, you simply just sense that there is a presence, in that parking lot. For our 20 and higher, you spot across the parking lot, you see a hooded figure. The hood is up, face shrouded in darkness, and they're just standing there. You see as they're standing there, reaches into his pocket and pulls out a card. Takes that card and places it in one of the cracks of the car. That person is standing by. Leaves the card and begins to walk away.
Can I attempt to keep an eye on them?
Yes, you can. I will say that you can follow.
Who else rolled a 20? All right. I'm going to give you a few seconds before Dagny does something stupid.
Oh no.
I'm a burb.
Oh, well. So Dagny's seeing the individual leave the key or leave the card in the car, right? He
Yeah.
left a card in a car.
It's like a pickup truck, and it's in like where the back hatch connects to the rest of the car. It's like in that like crack.
Okay, and they walked away.
Yes.
Okay, so Dagny's just gonna be like, oh, hold on one second.
Oh no.
Good night, Herr. You have left your card in the truck, Herr. He left, and he's gonna turn to the. Dagny's gonna turn to the group and just be like, he left a card in the truck right there. Look, right, sir, someone is going to steal you. There's a gang here, sir. Do you not understand?
By the time you turn back around towards where he is gone.
Well,
Like
that's
no
spooky.
trace. With the exception of Alex, who is following him as a burb. But
I'll city, right?
Yeah, I'll get back to you, Alex, in a bit.
So Dagny walks up to the truck and the card, and he takes the card out of the truck. He's like, why would anyone leave a thing in a truck like that in the neighborhood? This is not a safe neighborhood. There are gangsters around.
Oh, you poor man.
Do you look at the card?
I was gonna say.
Does anyone take the card from Dagny?
I guess before Dagny does anything too crazy with it, Ramon kind of just speed walks over and kind of takes it out of his hand. No offense, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'll give this back to you once I take a look at this. And kind of just takes a look at the card to see what's on it.
As you're looking at it, Dagny will just be like, well, I think we should return it to that gentleman that forgot it in the truck. I do not understand. What is going on?
You take a look at the card. The front of it is very ornate in black and gold, with a logo on it that appears to be a circle made of two snakes intertwined in the center. Flipping it over, you see on the back, it is written 8 p.m. tomorrow, Chinatown. Follow the snakes. You wanted your appointment, you got it.
Alright, well, that solves one thing.
Alright. I'll come back. Alex, as you are tailing this man, he has put his hood back down once he's out of sight of everybody else. But you can't really make out his face. You do notice that there is a streak of white in his hair. As he's walking, he is walking through Chinatown. He continues to walk, and he takes a corner at about center-ish of the street, and enters a building. At this moment, and this actually goes for everybody, you begin hearing the shouts and screams coming in the direction of the outdoor market. Alex, from your vantage point, from where you can see, you notice that there are flashes of light coming from that direction, and you're seeing a couple ripples of electricity shooting up from the area.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of this building that he walked into.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it once, like around. Does it have like back doors and stuff? How many entrances are there? I guess is what I'm asking.
It has a back fire escape door, but that's it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna head back to everybody else and let them know what I saw
Okay.
by becoming not a burb.
So yeah, you all hear the screaming. You see people running from the direction of where the night market is.
As soon as I start hearing screaming, I start moving towards the screams.
Okay.
Like bull move, trying to see what's going on.
Okay.
Dagny will follow.
I follow suit.
I'm assuming everyone's following then?
Yeah, I'd probably see them running and follow.
All right.
Cautiously, but yes.
All right. If you're not in it already, I'd like you all to jump into Foundry, into the Forge.
Dang.
Oh, and just so we're clear, Riku, as I'm running, I'm drawing my guns.
That's fine. As you enter into this area, I'll give you all a chance to do something to prepare. This could be things like drawing a weapon, casting a spell, wild shape, whatever you want to do prior to getting to this area.
I want to cast Summon Beast.
Okay. What are you you're gonna summon your bunny unicorn?